For 12 years, a boy never spoke a single word. Not mama, not papa, not even a cry of pain. People called him cursed. Others said he was possessed. But one day, in front of the whole village, the boy finally opened his mouth. And what came out silenced everyone. Let me take you to the quiet village of Odogwu, a place where children played football on dusty roads, women roasted plantain by the roadside, and elders gathered under the big Iroko tree to tell stories. In that village lived a couple, Okeke and his wife Ngozi. They were farmers, simple people who sold yam and palm oil in the market. But their only child, Obinna, was not like other children. From the day he was born, he never uttered a word. Ngozi wept often. Why has God given me a son who cannot speak? Other children call their mothers, but mine is silent. Okeke tried to comfort her. At least he hears us. At least he smiles. Maybe one day he will talk. But the villagers were cruel. They nicknamed him Nwata Ogwu, the silent child. Some children mocked him. Obinna, say something. Oh, he can't. They laughed. Obinna would only lower his eyes, his lips tightly sealed. As Obinna grew, strange things began to happen around him. When he entered the farm, birds would suddenly stop singing, as if listening. When he walked through the market, dogs and goats would fall silent. And whenever thunder struck in the sky, Obinna's eyes glowed faintly, though no one noticed. But dear viewers, one old woman did. Mama Ifeoma, the village seer, watched him closely. This boy is not ordinary, she whispered to herself. His silence is not weakness. It is power waiting for its time. One year, during the season of Harmattan, disaster struck the village. A terrible drought came. For months, not a drop of rain fell. The river dried up. Crops withered. Children cried from hunger. The elders gathered under the Iroko tree. What do we do? One asked. We must offer a sacrifice to the gods, another said. But before they could act, a stranger arrived, a tall man dressed in black robes, carrying a staff carved with snake heads. His eyes burned like fire. I am the messenger of the river goddess, he announced. If you want rain, bring me a child who cannot speak. The villagers gasped. Their eyes turned slowly to Obinna, the boy who had never spoken. Ngozi fell to her knees, clutching her son. No, take me instead, leave my son. But the villagers shouted, give him up. He is useless. He cannot even talk. Better he dies than all of us. Okeke clenched his fist but was powerless. The elders declared, by tomorrow the boy will be sacrificed. That night, Ngozi wept bitterly, holding Obinna close. My son, if only you could speak, maybe you could save yourself. Why have you been silent all these years? Obinna stared at her, tears in his eyes. He opened his mouth, but no sound came out. The moonlight fell on his face, and for the first time, Ngozi noticed something, a faint mark glowing on his tongue, like an ancient symbol. She gasped, but before she could ask, Obinna closed his lips again. The next day, the whole village gathered by the dry river bank. The man in black lifted his staff. Bring the boy. Okeke and Ngozi Rosie clung to their son, but the villagers dragged him forward. The man raised his staff to strike. Today the river goddess will be pleased. At that moment, thunder rumbled in the sky. The earth trembled. Everyone froze. Then for the first time in his 12 years, Obinna opened his mouth. But dear viewers, he did not cry. He did not beg. He spoke in a voice deep and powerful. You are not a messenger of the river. You are a servant of darkness. Leave this land now. The villagers gasped. The boy spoke. The man in black staggered back, his staff shaking. Impossible, he hissed. Obinna raised his hands to the heavens. His eyes glowed like fire. Rain returned to the land of Odogwu. Suddenly, lightning split the sky, clouds gathered, and heavy rain poured down. The river swelled again, crops drank eagerly, and the people fell on their knees in shock. The man in black screamed as the rain touched him. Smoke rose from his body, and with a final cry, he vanished into thin air. The villagers turned to Obinna, trembling. This boy is chosen by God. From that day, Obinna was no longer called the silent child. He was called Ezeokwu, the king of truth. He spoke rarely, but whenever he did, his words carried wisdom. His parents wept tears of joy. After all these years, our son was not cursed. He was chosen. The villagers bowed to him, ashamed of how they had mocked him. And Obinna said softly, never despise what you do not understand, for silence can hide the greatest power. Dear viewers, hear this well. Do not mock those who are different. Their destiny may be greater than yours. Silence is not weakness. Sometimes it is power waiting for the right moment. And remember, evil always disguises itself, but truth will always speak louder. As the elders say, the tortoise may walk slowly, but he carries wisdom that shakes the forest. Thank you for watching. What lesson did you learn from Obinna's story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read them. Like this video, share it with friends. Subscribe for more African folktales filled with drama and powerful lessons. See you in the next story.